me that I should continue to glean in his fields with his women until the end of the barley and wheat harvest. It is good, my daughter, that you should go with his young women, lest in another field you be assaulted. So Ruth continued with the young women of Boaz until the end of the barley and the wheat harvest. And she lived with her mother-in-law. Then Naomi, her mother-in-law, said to her, "My daughter, should I not seek rest for you, that it may be well with you? And is not Boaz, with whose young women you were, is he not one of our kinsmen redeemers? See, he is winnowing barley tonight on the threshing floor. Wash, therefore, and anoint yourselves, and put on your cloak, and go down to the threshing floor. But do not make yourself known to the man until he has finished eating and drinking. Then observe the place where he lies down, and uncover his feet, and lay down. He will tell you what to do." Then Ruth the Moabite said to her mother-in-law, "All that you say, I will do." So Ruth went down to the threshing floor, and she did not make herself known to the man until he had finished eating and drinking, and his heart was merry. And he went to lie down at the end of the heap of grain. Then Ruth came softly and uncovered his feet and lay down. And at midnight the man was startled and turned over, and behold, a woman lay at his feet. And he said to her, "Who are you?" And she said to him, "It is Ruth, your servant. Spread your cloak over your servant, for you are a kinsman redeemer." And Boaz said to her, "May you be blessed by the Lord, my daughter. For you have made this last kindness greater than your first, in that you have not gone after young men, whether rich or poor. And now, my daughter, do not fear. I will do all for you that you ask." Now, it is true, I am a kinsman redeemer. There is one that comes before me. Remain tonight, and in the morning, if he will redeem you, then good, let him do it. But if he will not redeem you, as surely as the Lord lives, I will redeem you. Lie down until morning. So Ruth lay at his feet until morning, but arose before one could recognize another. For he said to her, "Don't let it be known that a woman came to the threshing room floor." And then he said to her, "Bring the garment that you are wearing and hold it out." So she held it out, and he measured out 6 measures of barley and put it on her, and she took it up, and she went into the city. And when she saw her mother-in-law, Naomi said to her, "How did you fare, my daughter?" And Ruth told her all the man had done for her, and gave her the 6 measures of barley, saying, "He gave me these 6 measures of barley, telling me that I should not come back to my mother-in-law empty-handed." "Wait, my daughter, until you hear how this matter turns out, for the man will not rest, but will settle the matter today." Now Boaz had gone out to the city gate and sat there. And behold, the Redeemer of whom he had spoken came by. And Boaz said, "Turn aside, friend, and sit down here." So he turned aside and sat down. Then Boaz gathered 10 men of the elders of the city and said, "Sit down here." So they sat down. Then Boaz said to the Redeemer, "Naomi, who's returned from Moab, is selling a parcel of land that belonged to our relative Elimelech. So I thought I'd tell you of it and say, buy it here in the presence of the elders of my people and those gathered here. If you will redeem it, redeem it. But if you won't tell me that I may know, for there is no one beside you to redeem it, and I come after you." Then the kinsman redeemer said, "I'll redeem it." Then Boaz said, The day you buy this land from the hand of Naomi, you also acquire Ruth, the Moabite, the widow of the dead, in order to perpetuate his name and his inheritance. Then the near kinsman redeemer says, I cannot redeem it, lest I impair my own inheritance. Take my right of redemption for yourself. Now this was the custom in former times in Israel concerning redeeming and exchanging. To confirm a transaction, the one drew off his sandal and gave it to the other. And this was the manner of attesting in Israel. So when the Redeemer said, buy it for yourself, he drew off his sandal and gave it to Boaz. And Boaz said to his elders and all those present, you are witnesses this day. I have purchased from the hand of Naomi all that belonged to Elimelech, and all that belonged to Mahlon and to Chilion, and also Ruth, the Moabite, the widow of Mahlon, I have bought to be my wife, to perpetuate the name of the dead, that his name will not be cut off from among his brothers, or from the city gates of his native place. And all those gathered there said, we are witnesses. May this woman who is coming into your house be like Rachel and Leah, who together built up the house of Israel. May you act worthily in Ephrathah, and may you be renowned in Bethlehem. And may your house be like the house of Perez, whom Tamar bore to Judah, because of the offspring this woman will bring to you. So Boaz took Ruth. She became his wife. And he went in to her, and the Lord gave her conception, and she bore a son. And the women said to Naomi, blessed be the Lord, and may his name be renowned in Israel, for he has not left you this day without a redeemer. He will be to you a restorer of life and a nourisher of your old age. Then Naomi took the child, placed him on her lap, and became his nurse. And the women gave him a name, saying, a son has been born to Naomi. They named him Obed. Obed was the father of Jesse, the father of David. Now these are the generations of Perez. Perez fathered Hezron. Hezron fathered Ram. Ram fathered Amminadab. Amminadab fathered Nahshon. Nahshon fathered Salmon. Salmon fathered Boaz. Boaz fathered Obed. Obed fathered Jesse. And Jesse fathered King David. Now, it is worth noting, do I need to use this again?